And welcome back to another Ami Athletics episode. Generally, I'd be a little bit more high-pitched or joyous, especially after Tisha B'Av, Shabbos Nachamu, Tu B'Av, whatever. But our community, I felt like as a whole, I'm sorry to start off on a low note. Usually I start off on a more positive note. But, okay, with that being said, I just want to, first of all, tell everybody we have a very, very special guest, David Koptiev. If you just quickly introduce yourself, not as a basketball player.
First off, I just want to thank you guys for doing this week in and week out. And it's definitely not easy. You're sacrificing your time. You guys have kids, a family of your own, and just to give the time for the community and for the people. And I know how many people in the community are excited for this podcast and they wait for it. And just for me to make my schedule available today wasn't so easy. So, for myself and I guess on behalf of the entire Ami community, we want to thank you guys, the rabbi as well. I know he's not here today, but, he also has a very busy schedule. And for you guys to do this week in and week out, it's amazing. So thank you.
Appreciate that. But a little bit about you.
Me, what can I say? My name is David Koptiev. I'm born and raised in Forest Hills.
You were born in Forest Hills?
My parents actually met in New York. My parents got married in Leonard's.
When did your parents come here?
My father came in 79. My mom came in 80. They dated for a few weeks, whatever it was back then. And
that was it?
That was it.
Wow. Okay, so you're born and raised Forest Hills.
Yeah. I have a wife, Baruch Hashem, 5 beautiful kids. And father, husband, son, brother.
Community activist.
Listen, we do a little bit here and there for the community. I'm very proud to be a Bukharian Jew. I love our community. I know people sometimes knock on us, but I think the fact how far we've come.
One second. I don't knock on us. Okay. I just point out where there's room for improvement. I'm a very, very proud Bukharian Jew.
Are you really?
Yes.
Do you know a single Bukharian word?
Yes. Not many.
A good one.
Not many, but I'm a very proud Bukharian Jew. I just think that there's what to improve on, which is fine.
Listen, we've come a long way. I mean, personally, I had my birthday parties as a kid at Burger King.
Okay.
Today I see where our community has gone, especially in Forest Hills. I mean, Main Street's always been kind of religious, but Forest Hills, what we're doing today and how people are getting more religious and want God in their lives, it's amazing. And, I don't want to knock any other community, but I think our community is the best and it's going to get better, much better. And,
I have so many questions to ask you, but I have to do this thing, but.
I mean, look what just Ami's doing. It's amazing. I don't want to say any names. Everyone knows who they are. I don't want to miss a board member or whatever, but God bless you guys.
Don't worry, Richie and Elon, don't worry. Everyone knows. And the board member, the rest of them are anonymous.
Okay, exactly.
But yeah, they do a good job. But my real question is, what do you think the shift was for Forest Hills? Like you said that, it used to be non-religious, then became more religious.
Listen, I'm a big Gabriel guy, so I'm going to give them the credit. Obviously, they really built a community there. And it's just amazing. I go there in the morning. Anytime I go there, it's the factory. There's always something going on.
So how did they get guys to come? That's my question. What was the shift?
So it's, when asked me, what do I think about Beit Gabriel, what's the first word that comes to mind? It's family, right? You really feel like you're part of a family there. You come in, the guys are very welcoming. We have great rabbis, and almost a rabbi for everyone's kind of spot. Right? So if you're a Nets guy, Rabbi Zeno's perfect for that. Rabbi Meirav does this thing Saturday mornings and the Kollel, and then Rabbi Shimunov, the crowd that he gets, and he understands them. He's very good at hey, we're from the Soviet Union. We're not like black hat guys. Get to our level, and he does. And Rabbi Israel obviously has so many Baal Teshuvah, so it's just like a rabbi for every.
You were always going to Beit Gabriel?
I mean, I wasn't going to shul always, but when I started going to shul.
When did you start going to shul?
So I went to Salomon Schechter growing up as a kid, and it was, girls putting on tefillin and reading the Torah, so it was a lot different than what we're used to as, Orthodox Jews. So when I would come to shul, I would be lost, and then it wasn't until high school where they started doing the Midah not out loud, and, and all these things. I started learning what the proper way was, and then only then did I kind of fit into an Orthodox kind of minyan. And 14, 15 is when I started getting into religion.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Henk.
Oh, you went to Hank. And what at 14 and 15 happened that you started becoming more Orthodox religious?
I started loving it. We had like Rabbanim teaching us Gemara and showing us. And I liked Chizuk always. I wasn't really...
It's a very interesting age.
14, 15 is very young.
No, but I'm saying it's usually at that age where you really become not religious. And then it's just like...
Speaking from experience.
No, it's not experience. I'm a stats guy. You look around you. 15 is...
I'm the stats guy.
You're the crazy stats guy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's pretty mature of you.
I had cousins also that were getting religious. So we kind of did it together and it was fun. And we had neighborhood friends.
And how did your parents, like, when you were coming home, like, when you started keeping Shabbat, what was that like for your parents?
They weren't there yet. My dad always says, he goes, it's because of you I started going to shul. It's because of you I started putting on.
Usually the case, with the older generation.
Right. And then, he got a love for it. And then my brothers and like the whole family, little by little, everyone started getting more religious.
And so...
Well, let's say observant than religious.
So you, I know, are very involved in different organizations. In Beit Gabriel, I'm sure you're involved, but you're also involved in Chazak. How did you start getting involved with Chazak? Like, and why Chazak?
They reached out to me about 12 years ago, and they said, listen, we have this organization, we're trying to help out with the kids. And to me, and I think to all the Jewish people, our future is our children, right? So if our children are okay, Judaism will be okay, and we're going to pay it forward. But if the foundation and our kids aren't good, whatever we're doing, whatever we're busy with, is for naught, right? Because everyone goes to work, they worry about their kids, how we're going to get them on the right path, how we're going to do this for them, how we're going to... Literally every single move we do as parents, or God willing one day grandparents, is worry about our kids, our future, how they're going to be, what they're going to do. And I don't think that we should think of kids that aren't our kids any different. If they're Jewish kids, they're our kids.
Interesting, okay.
And hey, maybe your daughter will marry one of these kids, or your son is going to marry one of the girls, and if they're not proper, it's your fault. It's just as much as it is the parents' fault, it's our fault. And Chazak does a great job of taking kids who don't have, like me, I was the same way. I was Salman Schechter. I didn't know a lot of things. They didn't teach me certain ways. Chazak comes and teaches them, hey, this is the way. This is how we do it as Orthodox Jews. You know who you are. Know where you're coming from.
Was it a transition for you to go from Salman Schechter to Hank?
I'll tell you a funny story. I didn't know when to stand up and sit down. So I would follow one kid. He would get up. I'd get up. He'd sit down. I'd sit down. One day he gets up and he starts walking to the bathroom. I don't know. I get up. I start following him. What are you doing? I said, sorry. So
1 second. So you're very involved with Chazak. So you said it's because of the kids. How involved are you with Chazak? And I mean, you're a board member there, right?
I'm a board member. I got sick recently, so I had to put everything on the back burner. I was involved with Beit Gabriel's construction a little bit. Kind of took a backseat to that.
You're involved with Gabriel's construction also?
I was. Now I kind of, took a little backseat because it wasn't good for me to be around all the construction, the dust and all that stuff. And then with Chazak and everything, I'm still involved, but, I took a little bit of a backseat trying to get, my health back to 100%.
I mean, you touched on something. You said you got sick and you took a step back. You want to speak more about that?
Yeah, I mean, it happened...
if you're comfortable.
Yeah, it happened last season, the first Ami season when we went to the new building. And, I wasn't feeling great. I was on Gabriel Shayev's team. And I'm like, I noticed I was taking myself out of games, which wasn't, something that I was doing back then. I was always playing, never tired. And I just felt tired and exhausted. And long story short, through 3 months of researching, I found out that I was sick.
Why did it take 3 months?
I went from doctor to doctor, and the first doctor I went to, we did blood. He goes, your blood's fine. Don't worry, everything's okay. Second doctor I went to, because I said, no, something's wrong. I don't feel like this typically. And the second doctor I went to, he did his own blood work. Same thing, you're fine. Nothing, no numbers were wrong, nothing was okay. And finally, a month later, I had a inflamed lymph node. And I said, guys, something's got to give over here. I went back. I showed both doctors. My under my armpit, I had swelling, and they said, no, it could be.
And they still dismissed it.
No, it could be this. It could be that.
Crazy.
I bumped into Arya Malakov, and he wanted to rent some space. And I'm like, Arya, I'm tired, man. I don't feel like myself. But all my doctors are saying that I'm fine. He goes, you know what? Go see this neurologist. And the neurologist happens to be Eric's wife. I didn't know this at the time. And Eric and I grew up together. He's a sweetheart guy. And I go, okay, listen, what do I have to lose? She's on Queens Boulevard. I'll go in 5-10 minutes. And then she's like, listen, I don't like what you're telling me. Let's do an ultrasound. I wasn't thinking much of it. I said, okay, fine, I'll do an ultrasound. I go to the ultrasound place. They keep me there forever. I'm like, why do they keep me here forever? Typically, it's not good. Again, not thinking much about it. Like,
your brain doesn't go to worst case scenario in these situations?
I try not to. Because with God's help, it's always been good, right? Okay. So if it's always been good, why are you going to think it's bad? So I go, okay, whatever, fine. They probably want to make money. They're sending me to the ultrasound. Tell me, here, fine, no problem. Let them do their thing. At the end of the day, it's going to be clean. I'm going to be okay. Ultrasound I go to is there, you got to do a biopsy. Then I'm starting to think a little bit, maybe they read it wrong. I don't know. Fine, biopsy. Do a biopsy. It's I remember the dates for everything because this is like, do the biopsy. It's right before July 4th of last year. And then the first part of the biopsy, I didn't know this, that there's two kind of results. The first result I get for what I thought were the really bad stuff is clean. Okay, so my wife's like, listen, we want to take the kids away for 3 days. Let's go. I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's jump. We have the opportunity. Everything's okay with me. Let's go. So we go to Hershey Park for a few days. And I'm in the park, and I get a text message from NYU Langone that I have some sort of lymphoma. I don't know. I never heard of cancer in my life.
Texted that to you?
I got a text message. Nothing. It's not even from my doctor. Didn't even call me. I got a text message.
That's so strange.
I quickly Google it. I put it in, not knowing what it is. I say, okay, whatever. It's not one of the worst cancers, but it's cancer.
Well, what was going through your mind when you read that text?
How am I going to explain this to everybody? How am I going to...
Not even how I'm going to feel.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You didn't tell your kids. You didn't tell your wife.
Not like, am I going to survive this? It's just like, all right, how am I going to tell my kids?
How am I going to make everybody okay?
That's crazy. That is... I just want to stop for everyone listening, for people to appreciate and understand the level of not even maturity, what we call it, godliness.
No,
the sense. No. Okay, one second. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you.
Most people will be the same way.
That's not true.
I don't agree.
That's not true. That's not true. Statistically, that's not true. But the idea of selflessness in that sense of like I know it comes from a self-confidence of I can take care of myself, but I need to make sure that people around me are okay. And I just want to reference my cousin who passed away, Eliza, Rabbi Shlomo's daughter.
Rachel Eliza.
Rachel Eliza, I'm sorry. Very extremely tragic. But one thing really that hit me, that hit me was when Rabbi Shlomo was giving the hesped at the funeral. One of his first reactions, like you, was when he jumped into the water and this and that, whatever, and he was in the hospital. He said this. He's like, "What am I going to tell my mother? What am I going to tell my in-laws?" It wasn't like, "How am I going to be? How am I going to feel?" Right. It was like, "How am I going to take care of the people around me?" Yeah. Which is, I think, and you're saying the same thing. It's very, very rare, and I mean, the fact from your response, you don't realize how rare that is. But I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just wanted to emphasize that point because that's a very special point. That your first reaction to reading that text message is not like, "Oh my gosh, I'm screwed, and my life is over." It's how am I going to take care of the people around me while I'm sick?
Listen, Rabbi Shlomo,
it's a valuable lesson on how to be a husband and a father.
As how to be human. Whatever. I'm sorry, but keep going. You read the text message.
So I read the text message, and then, long story short, I found out what I had to do. I had to, how to tell everybody. We got all past that, and then I went through the therapy that I had to go through.
What was it like telling your parents?
It was rough. It was hard telling my parents, hard telling my wife, hard telling my kids. Were also at the kind of age where,
How old your oldest?
My oldest now is 16. At the time he was 15. My daughter, right under him, was 2 years younger. And then I have 8-year-old. It was probably the hardest for her because she was like confused a little bit, and I'm not the type to be home. And I was home for 6 months.
Wow.
But it was also there was a lot of like silver lining for me. I got to see what goes on in my house.
How the lights work.
What time kids.
Where's the milk in the fridge?
What time kids go to school, what time they come back from school, how they getting them, like taking them to school was nice, or like seeing them go to school, seeing them come home was nice. Just the amount of how much work our wives do. I don't think we appreciate it as guys.
Sure not.
It's not easy. Like it's not, and I got to give my wife a lot of credit, and my mom and all the women in our lives, God bless them. Like they do a lot of work for us, and we as men have to really appreciate them. Obviously, we do a lot of the things too, the money and whatnot.
But definitely have to give respect. So what was it like now? Like I just want to go in chronological order. You get the text message. You feel like you need to take care of people. So what was the next step? You're in Hershey Park. What was the next step?
Next step was, okay, how do I get better fast and get this thing out of my life? What do I have to do, right? So I have some of my friends are doctors. I call them and they help me. They're like, listen, don't worry. 6 to 8 months, you'll be back. In 1 year, you'll be back to yourself, hopefully. Just be positive.
God willing.
Just be positive, be positive. Everyone's like, it's a head thing, it's a head thing.
It's a head thing? What does that mean?
Meaning you have to be in the right headspace.
Yeah. It's funny. My wife's uncle's he's a anesthesiologist. So he's involved with a lot of surgeries. And he told me he's a medical doctor, full on, doesn't believe in the head, heebie-jeebie stuff. And he told me, he said, if a patient comes into the surgery with a smile and positive, they will come out of it much better. And I've seen this, and he's not one of these type of thinkers. He's very, very, very stats oriented. And he said this to me. I was shocked. And he said, if I see someone who comes down, beaten down and depressed about it, they have a very hard time recovering.
Really?
Yeah. He told me. Now, he is not, like, even when I told him, whatever, just stress-related stuff, he has a hard time believing that, because, like, it doesn't.
He doesn't believe in the Sarno stuff.
No, he does, but he also believes in just, like, listen, there's science, and if a person is whatever, like, there's whatever. But he said this to me. I was shocked. He admitted that. But it's true.
There has to be some correlation between people who recover from cancer and like the rate of recovery and how well they recover connected to their state of mind.
Yeah.
They know. The doctors, to your point, when they look at you, they know how you're going to be, your success rate, and your attitude.
Really?
Yeah.
And it helps, for sure.
So in second, when you said you spoke to a doctor, he said you're going to be good in 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
First of all, how did he have the knowledge to say that, and what did that do for you?
He had this knowledge. I guess he knew about the type of cancer it was, and it gave me a lot of that kind of reassurance from a doctor. It's what you need to hear.
It really calmed you down.
It calmed me down, and.
So fast forward now. Thank God it's been already a year, right?
No. In February, my test came out clean. So now I have to be under what's called surveillance for the next 5 years, but it's been 6 months.
Thank God. I mean, you're fine. You're playing basketball again. You're in the league.
Could be playing better, but I'm playing it.
You're also 40. How old are you?
42.
42. No, you're okay.
So what do you learn from this? What can you give to us, to all people watching, listening?
So part of the therapy is you're up at night, right? So at 3 o'clock in the morning during therapy, I'm up. So I got a million like Instagram messages from people, and you have time to actually scroll through them. I know you shouldn't be doing these things because it's not.
What else are you doing?
You cannot sleep, right? They tell you about it. Like it's called, I forgot what it's called, but long story short, you're not sleeping for a few hours every night after the therapy. So I got a bunch of things sent to me, but the 2 things that stuck out was how to change a little bit the way we speak and think. So a lot of times we say, I have to go to the gym, or I have to take my kids to school, or I have to go to work, or I have to blah, blah, blah. It's everything I have to. And one of the things was change I have to with I get to. And see how your life's going to change. I get to go to the gym. I get to take my kids to school. I get to go to work. I get to, and if you just keep saying, I get to go to shul. Because I wasn't getting to do those things. I wasn't getting to go to shul. I wasn't getting to go I wasn't allowed to even hug my kids, because a lot of the things is you have to be worried about germs. And if you're germs, you can't hug your kids, you can't kiss that was the hardest thing for me. I have, thank God, 5 kids. My youngest 2 are at that age, 3, 4, you want to play with them, you want to kiss them, you want to hug them, but they're at daycare and they're carrying, you don't know what they're carrying. And like a little cold for me would have been, devastating. And, actually I did get sick and it put me in the hospital.
Hospital.
And it was like the worst feeling.
From a
And
cold.
yeah, forget it. I never felt like that in my life. It was worse than the cancer.
Just from a common cold?
I got sick. They don't know how. And, I got to say, God bless the BG guys again. My brothers organized, like, I love going to shul, especially Friday night. So they organized an outside minyan, and it was amazing. Like, it was great. We had Shlomo Elishayev come sing, lead the Kabbalat Shabbat. It was beautiful. It was very nice. But right after one of those, I got sick. So we had to stop because I wasn't sure if it was from that or from whatever. I probably wasn't from that. But it was just, a little common cold can get you in a really bad spot. So I couldn't even touch my kids.
So you were saying that you get to, right? So now it's easy to, lip service, it's easy to say that. So what things do you feel like you implemented on a practical level in your life as you came out of it?
So more being in the moment. If I'm around my kids, I try to be around my kids, meaning my phone is away. Trying to talk to them, look at them, listen to them. It's not what I'm used to.
Right.
Because when you're in a business for yourself, it's not, hey, 9 o'clock I can pick up my phone and 5 o'clock I could check out.
Yeah.
Even back in the day in 47th Street when your store was closed, it'll be closed. You can't do anything anymore. Your store is closed. Now with the internet and whatever.
Yeah, you're on call 24/7.
You're on call.
Clients wake up in the middle of the night and text you. It's very difficult.
Do you see a difference in yourself?
Yeah, I mean,
I want to be more specific. Do you see a difference in your mental health?
Oh man, yeah, definitely. I appreciate things much more. I look at things. I'm trying. It's work. I'm trying not to take things for granted. You were saying a story before we got on air about a health issue you were going with speaking and how much we take just the ability to speak for granted. Forget about everything else. Just to speak, we take everything for granted. And we shouldn't feel that, things are promised to us. They're not. Look at this story that happened this week.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody, I don't care who you are, they came home and they give their kids a stronger hug that day. Right?
But the problem is that it fades. Well, first of all, how do we get it to stay? Because yes, everybody came home from the funeral of my cousin and hugged their kids because what happened was extremely tragic. And we can go into all the different gods' calculations and cheshbonot of why, who, what,
that was
where.
crazy what he said. I think Zachariah said it in the funeral. Maybe I missed. One of the brothers said it. He said, people are trying to understand the accident. There was no accident. It was destined that day that she was going to pass away and the other one was going to get hurt. And if it wasn't from a jet ski, it was going to be something else. There was no accident. The accident didn't happen. It was guided that way. And Rabbi Shlomo actually had a quote that everyone's forwarding. If those who believe in God have no questions, and those who don't have no answers. He said that on Levaya. I remember it was very inspirational to hear. But back to your point.
It was also very interesting. They were saying, why for kids? Somebody said this. I think Rabbi Briggs. I don't remember who. Why for kids did so many people come? Like people usually come. A lot of people come to a Levaya based on merits. What does that mean? If a big rabbi passes away, his accomplishments pulls people, or his relationships pulls people. But she didn't really have accomplishments. She didn't really have, many relationships. She was a young girl, unfortunately. So how did it pull over 1,000 people?
Way more than 1,000.
Whatever. So the 2,000, 3,000, whatever, thousands of people. So I forgot who said this, and they were saying, they're like, listen, we're all sitting in this room, not for her. We're sitting here for us, meaning this is a message for us. We're all coming in. She depends on how you want to look at it. The carbon, whatever it is. I'm not God. I'm not pretending to know what happened. But the idea that so many people came, it's just showing that we came for the kid, really, not for the kid. We came out of, respect for the family or whatever. But it's really as a message to us. I think one of the sons said this also. I forgot who. Maybe Zachar, maybe Eli. It's a message for us. For it to come, it's like the Sota thing of why it's next to Nazir, because people who see it have to take it in. You come in and whatever. It's you really internalize and really understand. She was she had no real averos, right? So she was you come in and you see a child pass away. It's not natural. Whatever.
It's a wake up call.
Yeah.
But the question is, we were speaking about before, time in a sense heals, right? And it's a good thing because people can forget the tragedies that happen and kind of move on, right? But at the same time, the emotion and the drive, the appreciation for life, when you're sitting in a levaya, something like this, or when you go through a horrific sickness, that appreciation for life starts to fade away. What can we do to make sure that we not just get inspired? My Rebbe used to always tell me, when you go to a speech, a nice Mussar speech or whatever it is, it's a spark. It's a spark. It's not a fire. It's just a spark. Tomorrow you forget about it. If your gas tank is empty, that spark is not going to do anything for you long term. You have to fuel it also. You have to keep putting gas in there for that spark to carry on. So what do we do to make sure that this isn't something that we think about as something that happened in the past, and just like whatever had happened, we were sad for a few days and we moved on? Because we kind of want to learn from this also. We want to grow and be someone better.
So I don't have all the answers, obviously, but to me, I think it starts with the morning mudani. The fact that you got to wake up and start your day over. There needs to be a certain appreciation to that, and that's why it's the first thing as a Jew. That's what we do. We have thanks, and we just have to learn gratitude. I mean, if you think about it, I think all of Judaism stands on two things: it's gratitude and discipline, right? So, what's the only thing that the Chazan can't say for us in the repetition of the Shemona Esrei? It's modim. We have to say it ourselves. We have to be thankful, and
it's a great point.
We have to be really just thankful for the things that we have and things that we don't have. I'm not going to say a name. I know a story about two brothers. There's one brother has issues walking, and the other brother can't even move. But if you don't know the other brother who can't move, but you see the other brother, the way he prays, you would think that he's praying for himself. And this guy has his own issues, but he's sitting there praying he can't walk straight, but he's praying for his brother who's even worse off. Right? There's always going to be somebody who needs our prayers. There's always going to be somebody who's a little bit worse off than us. And there's always going to be somebody who's better off than us. If we're going to be looking at the guy who's better, you're never going to be thankful.
So what was, when you got the last treatment, right? And the doctor said, okay, you're clear. What was the first thing that, like, all right, now I'm ready to do blank. Like, now I want to do blank. Like, what was your next step?
I call it like 2.0. So whatever I was
on life.
Whatever I was doing, I wanted to do more and be better. Before I got sick, I was thinking that I'm only doing 25% of what I can be doing.
Can you be more descriptive about that? What does that mean? Like, what were you doing, and what did you think that you were holding back on? Like, what did you feel like you were doing the 25%, and what was the 75% that you feel like you weren't doing?
It wasn't, how do I explain this? It wasn't a certain thing. It was whatever I was doing, I could be doing more.
Okay.
Meaning if I was involved with the shul or involved with an organization or with my kids or at work, I could do more. Right? There's
very intense mentality.
Right.
Okay.
It's not enough. And I'm not saying it in a financial matter. I'm saying as a person, how to give back, how to do certain things. Where can we help people?
So where did you instill that in your life? Like, where did you feel like, all right, I want to help people in X way. I want to give more time in Y way. Like, where did you start allocating your time?
I don't have an exact answer.
You know what? I have a better question for you. You want a better question? This is actually a very, very famous psychology question. Zaki, don't talk.
Why are you saying that?
I just said don't talk.
Go.
I'm joking. If I gave you a credit card with unlimited money, okay, $1 trillion a month, whatever it is, you had it in your pocket, what would you do with your time? Money is no object to you. What would you do with your time?
I wouldn't change a thing. I would do exactly what I'm doing now.
What does it be more? What do you mean?
Meaning I would help.
What would your schedule be like?
Same thing. I wouldn't change a thing.
What?
Meaning I think the way I'm living is the proper way for me, at least. Meaning.
And how is that?
Balancing my life with my family, with my business, and with my community. Wherever I can help the community, I try to help. Wherever I could be there for my kids, if they need something, my parents, my siblings, whatever it is, the wife. I don't think that credit card or unlimited money is going to change me from doing what I've been doing.
Right, but I'm saying, so some people would say, like, listen, I'm going to devote all...
Where am I going to put my money?
Not money.
No,
I mean,
time.
No, time. Where are you going to put your time? You're going to, devote it to your family, go to the homeless shelter and give time there, or become a NBA player, whatever it is.
For me, it's more about helping the kids. If we can help the kids, they're the people that need to be helped.
Why specifically kids? Meaning, there's a lot of people that need help. Sick people who are not, so religious, people who are mentally unstable, whatever. There's a lot of people who need help.
Because it's like preventative maintenance, right? You're not trying to fixing those problems that are already gone are very hard, but preventing it, right? Having AMI or basketball thing for kids, keep them busy with it before they get into the wrong hands. Or kids, when they're 5, 6 years old, implementing the right things to them at that age, that's what's important. When they're already 17, 18, 19, 20, or if they're already, they have issues, it's much harder. Like if a car has a little bit of an issue, the check engine light goes on first. You don't wait for it to become orange or red. It's yellow, you go, you fix it, do what you got to do, and hope it doesn't come back. And that's why I'm very much about the kids, because they're sponges, and it's easier to get them in the beginning than to get them when it's too late.
Do you feel like, in terms of Beit Gavriel or in terms of Chazak, that after you went through this, you became more involved, or did you feel like, listen, let me take a step back and focus more on my family?
Yeah. So right now, I gotta fix myself and my family, and then as soon as I kind of, get back into the swing of things, then yeah, definitely, I want to go, like I said, 2.0 into everything.
Tell me more about 2.0, David Kopp 2.0.
And listen, you don't survive something just to keep status quo after. You got to do better in everything.
I want more description.
Well, meaning, I want to be better in every single place that I can be better. In every single aspect of my life, I should be better. And, I think everyone should have that goal, but all of us, we all want to be better in whatever it is that we're doing, right? It's automatic. It's second. It's human nature. But for me, it was more of a wake-up call that you don't know tomorrow, right? If you love somebody, tell them you love them. If you have a bad relationship with somebody, fix it.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier said than done. Like, I have a question for you. When you got your diagnosis, was there any part of you that looked at God, looked up and said, why me? Or was there any anger towards God? Like, what was your relationship with God when you were going through all of this?
Oh, God knows what he's doing.
I mean, it's easier said than done to say that.
I was not upset at Hashem. I was not second guessing. I said, this was for me to fix certain things in my life, and I'm going to go ahead and do it. Whether it's a relationship with somebody, or whether it's, like, I didn't ask myself why. If that's the question.
You didn't ask?
I did not ask myself why me. I had people ask me, why you and not this person, which I thought was ridiculous, but I never asked myself why.
I think it's just a complaining mindset. And if you have that, just in general in life.
No, but some people could sometimes say, why did I deserve this? Maybe because of X, Y, and Z and blah, blah, blah.
But you're saying to work
if I was doing the wrong thing.
I mean, well, it's a twofold question. One is you look at God, hey, why me? Why did you do this to me?
So that I didn't have. But what could I do better as a Jew? Yeah, I definitely picked up on some stuff. I said I want to.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like I wanted to do this better, that better. Right now, I started going to Minyanim 3 times a day, where I was just going to Shacharit on Mondays and Thursdays before. So I took that upon myself.
Oh wow! So do you feel comfortable sharing what you took upon yourself?
One of the main things that I took upon myself before I got sick, I started saying Asher Yotzar more. I used to say it once a day, and then even before I got sick, a month before I got sick, I started saying Asher Yotzar. And every rabbi I went to after I got sick was like, how are you saying Asher Yotzar? How are you saying it? I said, I started saying it. And then Rabbi Vaktin actually is like, listen, he put me on the phone with his brother, and he's like, most people do it 1, 2, 3, 6 times. I want you to do it 8 times. I said, okay, I'm not sure what it is about that, but I've been doing that ever since. And I just want to shout out to all the rabbis. I mean, Rabbi Meira, he would FaceTime me once or twice a week just to kind of, give me chizuk. Rabbi Vaktin and my cousin Robert, actually, with the rest of my family, they did a weekly shiur.
Tuesday nights.
Every Tuesday night, yeah. So we had a bunch of guys who came in. So I wanted to take this opportunity to thank him. And it's a
It's
lot of
Robert's house, right?
We switched off. I couldn't do it in my house because I couldn't have people.
Right.
So now I'm like, come, we'll do it in my house every week. He's like, no, I want it too. So we're switching off.
Because I remember one day last season he was on David and Richie's team, and he was like, I'm not playing Tuesday nights. I'm like, listen, you got to play Tuesday nights. You can't miss every Tuesday night game. He's like, I have a share in my house. I'm not missing it. So I mean, and now I'm putting everything together.
That all makes sense.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you mentioned Asher Yatzar. I remember when after October 7, so they had an initiative. I remember it was like, let's do something small for these soldiers, right? And there was a list of every single soldier in the army that was fighting, and they assigned you a name, and then you would do something in return to kind of feel like you're on the battlefield and battlefront as well. So one of the options was say Asher Yatzar without moving. Sit down, this Kabbalah you're making on yourself. And I said that's pretty easy. The other ones look pretty hard. I'm like, I'm anyways saying it. So instead of running and saying it, just stop. It's 10, 15 seconds and just do it. And it put me in a position where I kind of felt I had some connection to something. I mean, obviously, they're on a battlefield and risking dying, but I'm over here. But it put me, I was there in a sense, on a small level. Why I'm saying this is because when a tragedy like this happens, where someone passes away, and like you mentioned, saying Moda'ani in the morning, just like nobody thinks about it, right? You just get up. If you say it, if you don't say it, you just say it and you move on. And I think it's very important for everyone watching to take something small upon yourself, so this moment doesn't pass us. Yes, we're going to feel better, but at the same time, if we can take something from this and work on ourselves to have a lot more gratitude, whether that's say Modani in the morning first thing, or doing something throughout the day, or maybe giving something or helping someone, or there's a lot of rabbis who say this, just smiling at someone. We don't really understand. Like, it's like, well, it sounds ridiculous, but there's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff. Yeah. And you know what? Like, why do we have to fight with them? Why can't we just make peace and whatever it is? So I think that's a great idea. Tolos, I think that was a great point. If you could say Modani in the morning just with a little kavana, I think that's great, or anything really, just to take from this and grow from this.
I have a question for you. Okay, it's a precision question.
Your question is getting hard, man.
They're getting harder?
Yeah.
Okay, we're only at...
He hasn't brought in quantum physics yet. It's been done a couple of times.
And Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? We're only at the halfway point. We're not at the top. If David Koptiev, before you went through your journey, before you got sick, was sitting in that chair over there, okay, 2 years prior, what advice would you tell him?
Don't take yourself so seriously.
That is a
that's not
very
gonna fly here.
No, that's not going to fly here because that's actually a very loaded answer, and I think that has like at least 42 layers of meaning to it.
So I can consider myself kind of a calm person, but sometimes I can get emotional on the basketball court, sometimes in life, and I tell myself, just if you're not going to be upset about something in 5 years, it's not worth being upset about it right now. And, just kind of...
I like that line.
I mean...
We should phrase it. I like it. It's a pretty good line.
No one's going to fight an army anymore.
Exactly.
No more trash. You just ruined the league.
The chat's going to go silent.
You're not going to hear one more text.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
And that's basically it, man. Just appreciate the small things. Like, we're living in the Instagram world where everything needs to be so blown up and so beautiful and like it's so fake that we're like looking for that climax moment to allow ourselves to be happy. Like, I don't think I was ever like that, but the fact that I'm so much more not like that now because of just taking my kids to pizza or doing something small with just anything, just enjoying it. Like the fact that I get to go to shul now and answer a man, whatever it is, it's little things that you get to do. The level of appreciation for them is just so much more because it was taken away from me.
So I'm gonna ask you a tougher question. We're going up there.
Can I do a lifeline?
Yeah, you can get a lifeline. You can ask Zaki, but I wouldn't take his advice. No, I'm joking. So okay, so he's sitting over here. So I just want to create that dialogue. Okay, he's sitting over here. You tell him, hey, don't take life so seriously. Okay, now you know you better than anyone else does. What do you think he would say back to you?
That is a tough one. I'm not confrontational. Even the old me is not confrontational. He'd probably say, yeah, you're right.
But like, hey, you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
I gotta make money today.
Listen, I tell you the truth, I don't like to argue with people.
Really?
Just my personality. If
I'm
someone,
sure your wife probably is very happy with that.
no, well, my wife's different. We go back and forth. No, but even with her, I don't see the point in fighting and arguing. I feel
How
like,
do you stay so calm? What does that mean?
I mean, it's a waste of time.
Arguing
is
it's a waste of time, but like,
it's a waste of time, man. I'm not trying to prove my point. If you don't agree with me, it's okay. You don't have to agree with me. You know what I mean? Some people, they're gonna go around in a circle to make their point. I'm just not that kind of guy.
you're a doer.
Listen, you asked the question wrong also. It's not if he told himself this. It's if someone who went through what he went through spoke to him 2 years ago. It's a little different because in life, you're going to get to your goal of understanding. The question is when. Either you wait till things happen to you and then you understand them, or either you learn from people who it happened to and then you understand.
But rarely do we get the opportunity or the clarity to learn from other people. Rarely.
Why do you say that?
Because we're very ego-driven. We don't.
Oh, you're
think that
saying we
it's
don't
gonna-
take it.
Yeah, we're very ego-driven.
So that's the goal in
humans
life.
general.
Either you. It's like you go in a business, right? Either you want to make all the mistakes yourself, shut your head down, and go through the motions. By the time you're 40, you'll be a very smart businessman. You might be broke, but you'll be smart about it. Or at 20, you could learn from a 40-year-old who went through everything, and you'll be successful. So that's really what it comes down to. Obviously, we have an ego, but if you could look at someone who went through something and say, hey, wait a second, this guy might know a little more, and I can learn from that experience.
That's maturity. You got to get to the maturity. People got to be empathetic. Also, a lot of the new generation growing up, they're missing that empathy, the ability to put themselves in other people's shoes, and
Honestly, you just blew me away because most people your age do not have that word in the vernacular. And I mean that very seriously. Because most people your age have this very driven millennial, like, bro, just go. Suppress and go, suppress and go. That word is a very powerful word that is not in many people in your age's vernacular. So how did you come to this? Like, how did you realize this was something that needed for people to work on?
so I think I'd rather have emotional intelligence than be intelligent, right?
Okay.
And I think that our grandparents, I grew up with my grandmother, and she kind of, she was the boss in our house. She wasn't living with us, we were living with her.
I like that.
Sounds like an Italian family.
Yeah, I like that.
And, when you walked into the room, she could scan you,
Okay.
right? And her whole generation was like that. People could just scan and they could feel if this person was upset, if this person was happy, and we're losing that as the generations, because people are very busy with their phones and with what else is going on in the world that they're not even looking at you, right? So a lot of that is gone now. But she raised us in a way where, like, guys, you got to pay attention. You got to see if people need a hand, if they need this, if they need that, And she's
Crazy set of phones.
Huh?
We should start an initiative. No hour a day phone.
No hour a day phone. People are gonna start having panic attacks.
Good.
we're connected to the hip.
No, but
It's really-
seriously, it's addicting, bro.
Oh, by the way, something that I did after I got sick was before I go to sleep, my phone's off.
No way.
It's off. I just
How
power
do you
it down.
wake up? You don't have like severe anxiety when you wake up?
No, I turned it on.
Because I tried doing that and I woke up as if like I can't, like, what's going on? What's going on? You know what I'm saying?
miss?
Like what what did I make a sale over? Like what's going on? You just like,
No, I actually don't even, when I turn it on, after I do whatever, the morning ritual, Modani, whatever, I do stretching for like 10 minutes
And
on
then
my
you
phone.
turn it on.
And, no, on my phone, but I don't look at my phone.
Oh.
Turn it on, do the stretching, and then I go through whatever it
it's
is.
so powerful. No, you feel
Oh,
different.
man.
I did it for like 2 days because you're right. It is powerful, but I just couldn't do it.
I started because I didn't want the radiation next to me while I was sleeping.
And
And
they
then,
say it's bad for you, the Wi-Fi and everything, this,
right.
that.
And now it just became a habit.
So I'm gonna ask you another personal question. This is the $1 million question.
Here we go.
Okay, it's gonna cut right to your chest, and you can. This one, I allow you to plead the fifth. When people go through struggle, sickness, financial struggle, emotional struggle, whatever it is, oftentimes it very heavily affects the people around them, right? And by affects the people around them, usually it's the wife. How was your shalom bayis? How was your relationship? This is a super personal question, and you can say like, "Hey," and that's completely fine. I just want to understand because, generally speaking, someone who goes through this, right? There's a before, during, and after. So I can't imagine that this was easy for you. So what was that like?
It was loaded. It was a lot. You know, I'm also like, I don't say, I like to take care of everybody. So when I have to be taken care of, it was hard for me to be, try to be taken care of. But my wife, she stepped up to the plate. She did everything she had to do. And I'm sure it wasn't easy for her. And, we come from a very big family. So everyone's coming with their advice on what to do and how to do it. And everyone's, obviously, their head's in the right place and their heart's in the right place. And they just want to help. And she had to kind of navigate what to do.
Yeah.
And no, she did great. She did great. God bless her. My parents, God bless them. And I opened up to her about a lot of things, and I said, listen, when we go through this first therapy session, my parents, obviously they came, my brothers came, my sister was there, everybody, God bless everybody. And I'm like, listen, I'm driving myself home. She's like, what do you mean? I go, whatever it is, I don't care. If I can't even pick my head up, I'm driving myself home. She's like, why? I said, I don't want my parents to see that, it was hard for me or whatever. They're already like going through enough. She's like, are you sure? I said, I'm sure. And, lo and behold, I was able to do it, drive myself home. I saw my parents. They saw that I drove myself home. And,
no matter how much pain you're in, you can't see other people in pain.
I know sometimes, like as a parent, it hurts us more if our kids are suffering, God forbid, than if we're suffering. So why put your parents through that if I was able to drive home? Just for an example, we could cover ourselves. There's no, I know some people look for the pity and, oh, poor me, but.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clearly evident from this interview that you're not the guy who looks for the pity. You're not the guy who looks for the foul after the shot. You're not the guy.
Looking for the foul. I mean, Dave Chappelle's got to do a little better job.
Oh, I totally agree.
Okay, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. One last final message to everybody watching. Go.
Guys, just, I don't think it's by accident that I'm on the podcast today after the week that we all just had, and
we've been trying to get you on for a while.
Yes,
it worked out perfect.
Yes. For everyone watching, this is we've been trying to get him on for about like 6 months, whatever, maybe more.
Whatever it is, I'm here this week because I had a little bit of a story. This poor girl and her family is going through much crazier thing, and just we got to appreciate the people that are in our lives. We have to appreciate Hashem giving us breath to breathe, and don't take it for granted. We are not promised tomorrow. God willing, everybody should have a long life, live to 120, see good things from their kids, but it's not promised to us. So if there's a relationship you have to fix it. If there's somebody who needs love, give it. I'm going to say a small little story about the guys at AMI. I'm not sure who's behind it, but one day I'm sitting home, stuck home, and I get a bag of stuff, like AMI wear or whatever, and I have a Lifetime jersey with my name on it and my number, and Mike Kaykov, I think, organized it with a bunch of other guys, Richie, Elon, and the rest of the crew. And these small little things, they meant a lot to me. At the time, you're sitting there, it's a bag, but these are things you remember forever. Why am I saying this? Because, like my cousin did the shir, my brothers did the minyan, my sisters, she was more with the doctor. She's a pharmacist, and my wife did whatever she did. And my parents, everybody could do something for somebody. And you were saying it before, smile. These things are important. Yeah. Give people the benefit of the doubt. If someone wronged you, don't pay attention. Life is too short, and that's my message. Just be happy.
You won't be upset about it in 5 years. Don't be upset about it now.
Powerful presence. You have a very calm demeanor. like if I like based on what I know about you, you're very you're involved in here. Even on the basketball court, you're floor general, all these different things. And then when you like sit and have a conversation, you're just like you're sitting back and you're like, yo, life is good, like smoke a cigarette, enjoy, whatever. Don't smoke a cigarette, but like enjoy.
Take it easy.
But with that,
we have to talk. You forgot to mention what's it called?
The back to school
talking
event,
about the kids.
Talking about the kids. Richie and Elon are obsessed.
Richie is always up to something.
He's always when his life is boring, he just wakes up and he just writes in our group chat, guys, I'm arranging an event and whatever, and everyone's like, yo, Richie, relax, whatever. He's like, no, whatever. So he coordinated with the FDNY, with the NYPD, and with I think one other organization, Hatzalah. And it's going to be a back to school August 30th. August 30th, mark it in your calendar. I think it's going to be in Becquerel.
No, it's on my block.
It's on your block.
68th Road.
68th Road. It's going to be on the block. It's actually going to be a really cool. There's going to be a rock climbing wall. There's going to be policemen there, FDNY there, and there's going to be police there to talk about anti-Semitic issues and really to just get friendly with them. There's going to be FDNY there to talk about fire safety issues and really have the kids connect. And on top of that, to really get the kids to come, I think Richie organized for like 1,000 or 2,000 swag bags for kids of like knapsacks filled with school supplies and cool stuff in there that he's just giving out to whoever wants, obviously while supplies last. So I think it's going to be, all the kids have to go. The Hatzalah is going to be there to talk about their experiences and really give the kids an idea of like, all right, what the outside world is like. Police are on your side, FDN, fire safety, Hatzalah is there to help you, and blah, 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 and how we can avoid certain tragedies. And with that, we will get to our basketball talk. Just to remind all the young kids over here watching the podcast, David Kopp used to be probably one of the most annoying defenders. Back in the day when we had if we had DPOYs, then,
he would win a few. I
remember he held Mickey to 4 points in one game.
He was. I don't think he ever took me. It was always your brother who took your brother Rob, your cousin,
Rob, yeah,
because he was more the bigger guy. But I remember you would give problems to a lot of people. And with that, we're going to talk about player of the week. We're going to give to Yochananov. I think this is his first time. 56 points.
Whoa.
50% shooting. More than 50% shooting, sorry. It was a 4-on-4, but he went, he went toe-to-toe with Jason. Jason also had 56 points.
Really? Not
as good shooting, but still 56 points. But Yochananov takes the edge because he also won the game.
Great guy, by the way.
He's a good kid, yeah. Nice kid. Sweet kid. Jason had a bit. I think this game was just like Israelov, and then Eliran's team is making a case for him being the MVP. He doesn't show up. They're down 40-9 first half. Like, and then they were just like, "Yo, we went 1-2. Like, don't forget, guys." And they just dropped 56 points. So big shout out to them. I think also another candidate or massive performance. He's gonna kill me for saying this, but Gabby Elishayev. They were missing David Nektalov Jr. And I thought they were going to lose. They played White. White's a strong team. Gabby Elishayev went 5 threes, 5 of 7, 15 points. I don't know where this guy came from.
Brit?
It was a Sandak. That's what they're saying. They beat White 80-57, something like that. So Elon the Sandak, but they dominated. And play of the week. Play of the week. We couldn't find a single play because there were too many of them. By Gabi Hafizov. 8 blocks last night.
Wow.
8 blocks last night. So I couldn't choose one of them. We're going to shoot all of them. Gabi Hafizov, 8 blocks of the week. We're going to give it to him. Crazy performance. I think it's him and Asa for DPOY right now. I think it's those two guys. Asa's having a crazy year. Gabi's also. It really depends on how you look at it. Is DPOY kind of like the defender? Or is it like the guy who just blocks you like crazy? So that's really, that's going to depend how you look at it. And with that, we're going to go to the power rankings. Not much to discuss this week because a lot of teams didn't play. A lot of teams didn't change. We'll go through it quickly. At number 16, we're going to go with light green. Do they have one game left?
I don't know. I think they have one game left.
They lost last night.
They played last night?
They lost, They lost to Green last night. 2 nights ago, sorry.
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago, which means that they have 1 game left. Yeah, they have 1 game left. So coach is going to have to win his 4th game, but it looked like they were doing well, but then, I don't know, they're on a big game lose. I think it's like 6-game losing streak or something like that. At number 15, we're going to go with Pink. I think they have 1 game left also, but light green, pink, gold have been eliminated from the playoffs. Yellow depends on you.
Yeah, we have to win on Tuesday.
So that's going to be, gold is at 14, 13 is yellow, maroon is at 12, which really, it's going to, who are you guys playing?
We're playing light blue.
That's a big game.
Yeah.
That's a big game. I think you guys can beat their press.
Mikey's going to give it to us. He told me already.
I think you guys can beat their press, but it's going to be, that's going to be a big game. That's going to be a big game. I think you guys will win. So if you lose, you're out.
If we lose, we're out.
Yo.
What time? Our game's at 8:30, guys. Come watch the game.
It's like, I have a question for you. Is this really your last dance?
No. I can't. My doctor said I got to play basketball. I got to do some cardio. Good. So this is...
Because whatever. Okay, good. Just asking.
He will be back. At number 11, we have Green. Big win this week. They beat, they scored like 88 points last night. 2 nights ago, whatever, versus light green. Gabby Yakubov, 100 points in the past 2 games.
Wow.
Over 100 points.
That's great.
Who?
Gabby Yakubov, over 100 points in the past 2 games. Coach, you listening? At number 10, we're going to leave orange over here. We played gold, but it wasn't even a game. There was a 4-on-3. We'll take a win, but like whatever. At number 9, we have royal blue. They went head-to-head last night with black. Now, black was missing a bunch of guys. So I still have royal blue right under black. Black was missing a bunch of guys. At number 8, we have black. Of course, black is black back. You think they're going to go far?
Listen, I love Jason, obviously. He's great. But, my team, we were without Nick. And honestly, I think we gave them the game. We should have won.
You guys just lost to them, yeah.
We just, we came out. They scored 20 points. We were playing man. We probably should have started the zone. And then we're just playing catch up the rest of the game. But
what zone do you guys play? Box 1?
We played a 3-2.
And that worked?
We just cheated on Jay. I mean, Michael killed us.
Yeah, he had like 25 points.
Yeah, because he was the man that was open in the corners.
He has a deadly corner shot.
Yeah, and we just were too slow getting to him. But we definitely missed Nick.
At number 7, we're gonna go with White. White is playing well. White, they got blown out by the Elishaev team, but in general they're playing well. They're Leo's back, and defensively they're a good team.
Yeah,
White they're a big team, strong. Gabi Khafizov, Leo, Normatov, Mikey Elishaev is a good defender also. John Yakubov, very good defensive team. They might go far in the playoffs.
Yeah, they have good D.
They might go far. Defense wins chips. They might go far. At number 6, we're gonna go with Gray. 2 losses this week. One without Eliran. One, they played your brother. They had a full team, right? They lost to Teal also. Close game, but they lost to Teal. So they're at number 6. At number 5, we're going to go with Red. I know you don't want to hear this, Ari. They beat you without Alex Akirov. You think they can go far?
I mean, bro, they balled. They balled, bro.
Mike Drive had a big game, no?
Yeah, he was unstoppable. I tried throwing different schemes at him. Zone, man, cheating, not cheating. He was scoring all over us like it was a regular day in the park. They're a good team. They're a good team. Oh, it's funny. Alex Kakirov's calling me now.
That's funny. At number 4, we're gonna go with purple. You guys lost to red, but I'm still gonna have purple at number 4. I think again, I've been saying this about purple. If you don't bring your A game with turning over the ball, etc., purple's gonna rock you. Honestly, I thought you were gonna be red. Without Alex Kirov, I thought you guys were going to swarm Drive and Yusupo, but
they played well.
They played well. At number 3, we have light blue. Huge game, obviously, with you guys this week, but I think they're on like a 6 or 7 game winning streak. They're playing well right now. They didn't play this week, but they're playing well. I'm excited to see them play. I think they're gonna make a lot of noise. At number 2, we have Teal. They beat Gray this week, the defending champs. They're the defending champs. I think that they're a scary team. They have all 5 guys can score 15. I love Teal. I don't like them, but I like them. They're good. They're a good team, but whatever. Yeah, history is history. But I think they're a good team. And honestly, they're probably be number one, if not for our number one spot, which is Navy. 9-game winning streak. When was the last time that happened in the Z League?
They're seemingly unbeatable.
When was the last time that happened? 9-game winning streak.
I mean, Black 2 seasons ago was like 12-1, no?
No. Last season, they lost one
I know
game.
Mishpatov went like 11-1 in one season, or 9-1 in one season.
So they're on a 9-game winning streak.
Yeah, but we never had so many games too.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from these guys. Are great. I think when the season started, I said I thought they were the best team.
I also said
I think everyone said that.
I scrimmaged them, and I was just watching the team like, oh god.
I think they're really good. They have a lot of different. They're tier 7s hitting 5-3s. Like they're gonna hit you from all angles, and he wasn't even there, and they still won by 23 points. So they're a crazy team. I don't know.
Sorry, Gabby.
They're the best team in the league right now, and it's not even close.
No, Teal is up there. I think Teal is up there. I think it's close.
But they right now are playing
right
at number
now
one.
the favored to win, for sure.
Yeah.
And whatever. And then Teal.
But Eitan has not won a playoff game, right? Is that the stat on him?
He did.
When?
On Royal Blue with Coach Avi, he won a playoff game. Gabi Khafizov never won a playoff game.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He did win. Gabi Khafizov. They have good teams, man. They're good teams. The good teams.
And we're gonna go to the
Famous
question.
Yeah, the famous 3 questions.
Who do you feel like will be in the finals? 3 teams. 3 teams to win the championship.
I think anybody, honestly, anybody could win any given night. I think that I do like navy blue. I like teal. I gotta say maroon just because
But who do you think is gonna take?
You guys can pull it off.
If we get in, look, I think my cousin Yuri had a great game versus Black. I have to shout out to him. If my brother Arthur gets on, nobody can stop him. If Nick comes back from Israel ever, we'll be okay.
He's coming back in September, no?
I don't know when he's coming back, dude.
He told me September. I'm like, so you left for the season?
It's crazy. And then the rabbi's been playing out of his mind. But God bless you. And we have everyone knows their role. Robert's Robert. He's a tank. God bless you. And Johnny's our favorite teammate. But listen, it's really. I think anybody could win. I actually like Teal a lot. Is also I think that they have role players. Everyone knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
And Nate makes winning plays, obviously, and Daniel's great. And just told him, Eagle's my man, MJ.
So Nick's not going to be here this week?
This week's not going to be here now.
Oh, that's big.
It's huge for us, yeah.
And now 3 candidates for MVP.
Number 1 for me is Jason always. Just because, they beat us, and Michael had a great game because you have so much worrying about Jason that the guy's wide open. And you live with it because that's how worried you are about him.
Yeah. You'd rather someone else beat you than Jason.
And he still scored over 30 against us. So Jason, I like Ariel. I think he's a winner. And third is tough. I don't know. I think it's those 2 guys, and everyone else is really, really good. We have a lot of good talent, and I'm so happy to see where this league is right now. It's great.
And so you don't have a third guy.
I just think there's so many people you can put in that spot. You can put Mike Drive, you could put Nate Yochananov, you could put Nate Raphael even because their team is playing great. You could put Eitan because his team is playing great, right?
Right.
So
he doesn't get any love, Eitan.
There's so many.
His team is on 9-game winning streak.
Eitan's a winner. I'll say it right there. All the guys I'm mentioning now, they're all winners, right? There's just a lot of guys. You could even say for Red that Daniel Yusupov is the guy who is making them win games too, right? So that you can go for
Danny
forever.
2 times, yeah. So who's for DPOY? 3 candidates.
So I'll give you a lot. I'll give you more than 3. I think obviously Gabi Hafizov. What was the guy you said?
Hassan Green.
He's
He
playing
held
great.
Jason to 14.
He's
He held
playing great
a lot
D.
of good players like
Daniel, to me, is always in the conversation. Eitan.
Natanov?
Yeah, these guys.
He's a good defender. People don't realize.
These guys play defense. People don't realize. My
Eitan
brother
is an amazing zone defender. He locks that zone up.
yes.
He gets a lot of steals. People don't realize a lot.
I would say Artie. I would say on light blue, Matato plays good D. He has good hands. There's a lot of good defensive players in this league. They just concentrate
win
on
it?
D. Who should win it? I don't want.
Do you value blocks or do you value locking down a guy?
Say I don't value stats at all. I think if you can score 0 points and still have an effect in the game, you're a winner to me. It doesn't matter about.
No, but for DPOY, if a guy like Gabi Khafizov getting 8 blocks in the game.
Right. So
Now they're help blocks,
You
but
can't
still.
you can't measure defense in only stats, right? Let's say I'm in the right spot and I swing correctly, and now the guys can't score, but it doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Like I know if I'm offensively playing and there's a zone and there's a good defender on that side, I'm going to the other side. But that doesn't show up on the stats.
Yeah.
But I know to stay away from him.
Yeah.
Right? So
there's
I
a
don't
lot
go by
more than
stats.
blocks and steals.
Yeah.
I agree with that. There's a lot more than blocks and steals.
And with that, that is all she wrote. Thank you, David, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Very beautiful
Congrats.
podcast. Thank you.
Thanks.